Hello, Wombat.
Hello, Mover. It's
How
good
are
to see
you?
Great. How are you?
This is good. This is he spelled my name Lamoi, Lamoine, but it's
Is that
got
not how you
mover on it.
say it?
No, Lamoine, Lamoine. That's it.
Lemoyne.
Lemonade, lemon
Lemonade.
squeezy, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Hello. This is the first mailbag we've done in a while, isn't it?
Yes, and I'm going to warn you right now. I may have to leave.
Dude, you're it's TMI. All right, so
No, we're on baby watch.
oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Gonky
Any
just had
moment.
his. Gonky just had
I
his.
know.
He would not name it Move Arena. However, comma, he said the next one he would. So Manchester.
I think he's
Manchester.
got a fair case to not have to worry about that ever
Yeah.
coming true.
So anyway, this is Wombat. He is the Mustang driver extraordinaire, author of T.R. Matson's Treason Flight. Speaking of, how's the new book going?
It's with the editor. Big cover reveal contest is coming up soon.
It's a contest?
Mm-hmm. Tons of swag.
Swag and contests, right up my alley. Every airline pilot's dream is free stuff.
There's going to be so much free stuff.
So I guess you got to follow him at this, right? If you
Yes.
want to get free stuff.
Correct.
Yeah. Or his website, perhaps www.org.com.trmatson.xxx.
Ooh.
Also, views presented are my own or my guests and do not represent the views of the.
This has to go up almost continuously when I'm on here. Is that not?
It should just be a thing, a constant thing. Do we want to do that? Do you like that view? No, I like the other view.
No,
that was much better. All right. Listen, I got some registered mail here.
Ooh. Is it anthrax? Vincent.
I hope not, man. One of these days it is going to be anthrax and R.I.P. me. Oh, yeah. Housekeeping. I have to apologize to a fellow named Brian.
Segue. But
I have to apologize to a fellow named Brian, and this is so I don't get anthrax.
Okay.
So you see what happened was
the thing about the thing.
Well, so on one of our previous mailbags, I don't know if you were on that one, but on a previous mailbag, Brian was very nice and was talking about racing and Pale Horse. I thought Brian was Crayons, the Brian that went racing with me, a Marine. Very thick-skinned feller, a lot of ribbing back and forth.
Yeah.
And so this Brian was very nice, did a super chat, and I was like, oh, that's cool. I thought it was, again, Crayons doing this. I thought he was just
a great call sign for a Marine.
Yeah. There's a whole thing in that video where he's laying out the crayons and stuff. Anyway.
Yeah.
So he makes this comment about cows or something. I saw it as an opportunity to make a mom joke.
Sure.
In the comments. That was not the right Brian. It was not. It was a fairly different person. And I insulted this man and he deleted the comment. And I don't know if he unsubscribed, but if you're watching again, other Brian, I'm sorry. This was not meant. I thought you were Crayons. I'm sorry. I don't know what else to say.
That's funny.
Yeah,
that's really funny.
So yeah,
that's awesome.
I should probably
man.
I should probably stay out of the comments. That's actually the answer. I can't though. It's an addiction. It's a sickness.
It is.
It's a sickness. I like to know what people think, and then they say mean things, and then I want to argue with them. What do we have?
It's like book reviews are the same way. You should never read your book reviews, but then,
dude, look at this.
I'm looking.
It says
444.
Yeah, it's the mark of the something. Let me see what the letter says before we open the anthrax. It says, Mover, MRX Smalls here, writing to you. I enclose, please find these photos. I was inspired at a very young age in flight and did solo in a J3 and J2. Hope you enjoy the pics. P.S. Thank you. MRX Small. And thanks again, Smalls. Let's see what this is. That's a really cool envelope. So what do we got? We got a card. It says, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year from there.
That's cool.
Another card. This seems very personal. It's got a Dear Sarah, enjoyed talking to your son a few days ago. He said I would call me later.
That's interesting.
I'm a little confused on that. I hope that wasn't, it looks accidental, to be honest with you. But here's a newspaper clipping of the men on the moon,
Cool.
which half of YouTube will say that never happened.
No, of course not.
The flat earthers, if you will. They have societies around the world, so this is a really cool.
It doesn't look flat at all.
Well, it's the lens of the camera. It's a GoPro.
Did I just trigger somebody or something?
Yeah, canceled.
Cool.
I got to be careful because it'll unfocus the camera and we'll never get it back.
Cool.
Very cool. Very cool. Very, very cool. Oh, it's signed by John Bull and James Irwin.
Wow. People really like you.
Jeez. I know. I feel like you should. To my friend Vince. Vince, you should. I'm going to send. You should keep this, man. This is personalized to you. This is awesome.
Yeah.
This is. I mean, I appreciate it, but I feel like it's stuff for you. Cool. Thanks, Vince. Yeah, I think you. You should keep this. All right. The second thing is a little bit different. This is going to go on the other channel, which, by the way, for those of you who don't know, this is being streamed on Twitch and the other thing, YouTube. I do have.
You are really coming into your own on this whole YouTube thing.
Yeah, whatever. Go to my other channel. We're trying to make that a thing. I produced my racing. Did you get to watch my racing videos?
Are you asking me or your fans?
No, you're the only person. Otherwise, I'm talking to myself.
Yes, I did. They were really cool. I'm jealous.
Yeah.
I can't wait till you get sponsored and there's a TR Matson logo on the hood of that car.
That's right. You are getting not the hood. You're getting like
the whole hood.
You're getting like a quarter panel.
Well, it depends. Can it be a place where a lot of people see it and you're not going to bash it up when you hit the wall?
I don't think inside is safe. Yeah, we might just have to put it inside the car on my helmet or something.
There you go.
We're already behind on the comments.
That's okay.
Hey, so these guys, Mastech, they're a new holster company.
Ooh.
And they sent me one for my Glock 43X. So we'll do a review on Life with Mover.
Hey, at Mastech, I also like free holsters. Was that too?
Oh, speaking of, tell them what we're doing. Tell them the plan. Tell them what you're doing.
The one from yesterday.
No, tell them the interview.
Yeah, that's the one from yesterday. So coming up,
so to speak,
I will be guest interviewing.
Yep.
A new author, but extreme badass. Can you say badass? You can. Well, I said it twice now. So, retired Admiral Nasty Manazar, who's coming out with a leadership book that's fantastic. And I talked to him yesterday, and to put it in perspective, anybody who's watched me on this channel a lot, he was the skipper of the Nimitz when I was flying the E2. And the best part, I don't want to give too much away because we haven't actually done the interview yet, but I have not spoken to this gentleman in 16 years. And I believe the last time I spoke to him, I was getting in trouble, actually. And I called him and said, "Hey, sir, you probably don't even remember me." And he goes, "How could I forget the guy that did a flyby of my ship below tower level and made the E2 look cool 16 years later?"
And segue, I feel like this is a vision test, but there's something going on with your shirt, but there's an E2 on it.
It is.
Yeah, and isn't this available for sale or something?
It is. So I just came out, did a collaboration.
Congratulations on that. And you're coming.
Thanks.
Never mind.
I appreciate it, man.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Can we go back to the fact that I could leave at any moment because my wife is about to?
That means absolutely nothing in today's society.
That's valid. I'm not going to judge. So at any rate,
means nothing to me.
I did a collaboration
Mm-hmm.
with Logistics Jungle, which you can find on Instagram. Great former COD driver. Lots of great shirts. I mean, some funny shirts. And we did a collaboration of a TR Matson shirt because people have been asking for it. Do you want me to show you the back? This is
Model that bad boy.
This is the.
Oh, I thought you were wearing it.
I am wearing it. This is a T-shirt.
Okay.
This is the back. See, you like that? Is that good? Every color, every size, men's, women's, kids. Somebody asked how they run. They run perfect, actually. They don't run big or small. Super soft shirts. That's what I really liked about it. So before I approached him to do a collaboration, I bought one of his shirts because you know how sometimes you buy shirts and what's the technical term? Suck. You know, like they feel really stiff. They're not comfortable to wear because they're cheaply made. These are not. These are very nice shirts. The best part is all profits, everything goes to the VAW VRC Memorial Fund. So nobody's making a dime off it. It's basically just to put scholarships specifically to family members in the Hawkeye and COD communities that have lost their parents.
Awesome. We'll do that. Go to TR Matson or whatever. All right, let's look at dude. I'm so far behind in these comments. We got to get caught up here.
Yeah.
Please notice this person.
Hey, AWACS band dog. I like it.
Yeah. Also,
follow me. I'll follow you back. How could you not like an AWACS?
Louis Alexander Jumawid.
Why is everybody noticing?
I don't know, man. Did you become a karate instructor while we were on the break?
No, I did not.
Congratulations, Wombat. Just had his second. Good luck.
Congrats. That's awesome. Yeah. This is the face of somebody who's massively nervous right now. So, yeah.
Hey, Mover. Love the Daytona videos.
Yeah.
I need some Wombat positivity in my life.
Dude, that's right here. It's here all the time. Everything's great. I'm happy. Everything.
All right. Let me skip ahead here. There's a lot of good afternoons. Oh. Wombat only fans win. You're going to show off those size 14 feet.
What's wrong with having big feet?
I'm just asking a question. Right? That's what give the people what they want.
Yeah, that's funny.
At least he has swag, Mover.
I saw that.
I get in trouble if I have swag. I get in trouble if I don't have swag. I don't know, man. Really like the Daytona videos, dude. I liked the Daytona videos. You know how you can tell I liked them? Because I spent a lot of time editing them. That's how you know.
And here's what I'll tell you is you looked very happy.
I was happy. Dude, yeah. Cheryl.
Well, but there's happy, but then there's fake happy. Like
Carol
you look
Shelby.
Genuinely happy.
That man is correct. The only difference is these cars were 6,900 RPM. At 6,900 RPM, the world stopped existing. Nothing else mattered. It was pure Zen. Just go fast.
So you're saying that Shelby's are pretty.
I'm saying impressive. Carol Shelby knew about this thing. Your Mustang.
Easy.
Will it even go up to 6,900 RPM?
Yes.
No, wait. More important question. Have you ever gotten the car up to 6,900 RPM?
Yes.
I don't believe you.
Okay. Don't believe me.
No, I don't believe all that. All right. When will we know more about the new racing career? And will it be documented for life with Mover? Yes to the second question.
Pretty much,
you know everything. Hey, man. Hey. They said they wanted Wombat positivity. What is this? What is
that? That
this?
is positivity right now.
What is this?
Because there is no career right now. But it doesn't mean it's not going to happen.
What is this? Man. People asking about the airline thing. Y'all are obsessed with this airline career, man.
What's the big deal? Why are they all worried about? What did you post? I don't know why they got all that.
Nothing. I haven't posted anything airline related in like 4 years, which, by the way, we're coming up on the 5-year anniversary of this channel.
What are you going to do?
Say that it's the 5-year anniversary of this channel and move on with my life.
Let's do something else, like with.
Speaking of crayons, there's the one that I thought it was. Apparently, that makes more sense now. Hey, Mover, glad I finally got the notification. What's the latest on your racing endeavor? I need money. Sponsors. Listen, here's what I'll say. It was a lot of fun. Probably top 5 experiences I've ever done. I really mean that. It was, just awesome. I would love to go racing 100%. I'm going to go racing with the Battle Scarred folks some more this year. So that's going to be on the table. Which Wombat, if you can pry yourself away, I think you should try it.
I'm
come race
game.
with me. As far as ARCA goes, it's about sponsorships and money. If we're able to do that, I think everybody is willing on the team side to make it a thing, but we need sponsors. So if we get sponsors, 100%, we're going to race as much as we can. I think we got a winning combination with this team. Bobby Gerhardt, Billy Gerhardt are the gurus of super speedways and ARCA in general. Those dudes have so much experience in this game. But if not, then, that's just like, I understand the limitations of who I am and, coming into the sport
you don't
as
have limitations. You're a fighter pilot.
I understand the
you won't be
reality.
Happy unless you're going.
Like, I understand the realities.
On fire.
Like, I've already gone through we did this with Fights On 2 years ago, where it was, hey, we're gonna, and so I've tempered expectations a little bit because I understand it's not easy to do. This is not something. So I guess what I'm saying is, no matter what happens, I'm happy, but I'd be a lot happier to go racing again.
Sure.
Does that make sense?
Here's what we do. Let's combine our efforts. You get Trees in Flight or the second book on the screen. I sponsor your team. Done.
Oh my God. Okay. Well, you win the $1 billion lottery and we'll buy NASCAR. Just buy the whole.
All in NASCAR. I just want one team.
Listen,
Shelby's.
if Ford wants to sponsor me with a Mustang, who am I to say no?
You're going to have to take down a lot of content immediately.
Put TR Matson on the bottom of Mover's car.
Hey, there might be a chance for my logo to be seen then.
Mover, were you not able to put a car in the car at Daytona? No. They were very specific about that. And the reason was some kid, I'm going to call him a kid because half these people are literally like teenagers.
Yeah.
On the backstretch, which I don't know how he did it. This is how I know I'm not the greatest race car driver in the world, because I was literally like locked in the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Some kid during the ARCA test like 2 years ago took out his cell phone.
Nice. You got to get a selfie, bro.
He Snapchatted around the car on the backstretch while he's like at race speed. And I'm like, dude, first of all, I don't know how you even get to a phone, get one out.
You got to plan that.
Like, there's no way. I couldn't do it. Second of all, I couldn't drive and do it at the same time. I just can't. Like, I don't have the brain bites. Like, I couldn't even get I'm dropping the hammer Bobby out because I was so like target fixated.
That's
like,
awesome.
because the first thing that goes is calm. And I was but this was the very first lap. I wanted to do it. I had planned on doing it. I shifted, and all I was trying to do was not spin out on the apron because I didn't want to look like an idiot. So never got to that. Although, fun fact.
Go ahead. Fun fact. Sorry.
No one will ever tell you, oh, no, you're not, when you say I'm dropping the hammer. Because if you don't shift, you're going to be going really slow. You have to shift. Like, you can't not shift. Otherwise, it's a stupid test. You're running like 2-minute lap times.
So can I ask a question?
Go with your question.
I'm going to. I know you've done a lot of racing, driving, track driving, stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Was this your first time on an oval?
No.
Okay.
I've done Atlanta and Rockingham. This was my first time in an ARCA car.
Okay. The only reason I ask is because when I did the Shelby experience, when I bought the Shelby.
Yes, Mustangs.
It was at Charlotte, and it's in the morning. We've talked about this. It's a combination between the road course and then you go up on the big oval.
The Roval. Yeah, it's the Roval.
Yeah, I still can't get it out of my head with all the things I've done, planes I've flown, all the driving I've done, that you're turned into the wall, but looking that way. Like, it's such a weird.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense. And then on top of it, to have more control, you go faster. Like, it's just so bizarre and out of anything I'd ever seen. So
so there's two things to that point. You make a good point. One, I want to do a video about the differences between flying a fighter and driving a race car. Like, I want to do because I think people have some misconceptions just in general. They're like, oh, you're so slow.
Both careers attract a lot of 12-year-old boys.
Well, then it'll be a popular video. Like, share, and subscribe.
Click below.
Yeah,
Is
click
that what the
below.
kids are saying? I don't know.
But so I want to do that video first of all because I think there's a lot of good comparisons there, and I think it'll be interesting, especially on this channel since this is aviation related.
Sure.
But the second thing that got me, and I still have not been able to place it. There is a place in turn 1 and 2 at Daytona. Okay. Banking's 31 degrees all the way around, right? So it's about a G1/2 if you're maintaining.
Okay.
The weird thing about it is you're not only pulling God's G, vertically, but you're pulling lateral G because of the grip. And there's this weird place where there's a dip, and it feels, I can't remember if it was the centrifuge or some aircraft I've flown, but there's a weird place between turn 1 and 2 at Daytona that just feels like you're about to G up. It feels like it's got that same like anticipation that I remembered so many times, and I was like, where have I felt this before?
It's in the jet. It's the split second when you pull before it actually hits you. And I think it might have been the Hornet, actually, believe it or not.
Is it the Hornet? Because there was some, maybe with somebody else flying because you're not used to it, but I just remember it because I'm like, oh, here we go. And like every time, it would hit me every time. I'm like, why are we?
I guarantee you it's a jet. I can't speak for the Viper. But it's that split second in your brain. It was even in the T-45 where you'd pull and it would be like your brain's ready for it, but you don't feel it yet because it doesn't process. That's what you're feeling. That's pretty cool, actually.
Yeah. No, it really was. I mean, dude, that track, humbling. Really.
I can imagine.
What an amazing time. Anyway, all right. So people are going to start unsubscribing if we don't talk about airplanes soon.
Airplanes.
What is up, Wombat and Mover? Really looking forward to the interview. There you go. This will be a new one, dude.
This was your idea. So it was my idea to have him on the channel because I think you, and by the way, he watched your content and loves it.
Does he really?
Yeah. So he was like, I have a lot of respect for this guy and a massive amount of respect for this guy. I sent him your link to YouTube and to your website and all that. And he literally said, he goes, I love everything he says so far. He has the right message. He goes, but man, his intro, like it just grabs you and just pulls you in. And I was like, well, he's an Air Force guy. That's where they grab. So,
easy.
Which he thought was hilarious.
Easy. So, all right.
No. But it was your idea to have
you do it.
Which
don't suck. Don't screw it up, dude. A lot of pressure. Yeah. Here's the secret to interviewing people. Shut up.
Yeah, you learn that secret after we've talked many times.
Yeah, just don't. All right, Mr. Aeronautically speaking, Mover, I do my first solo next month.
Congrats.
Thanks for the inspiration. You taught me to fly in first person instead of third person. Okay, do that. Do that. Yeah. Yes, you have to get qualified to carry a pistol.
There was a question earlier about do pilots...
Okay.
We had to be pistol and rifle qualled, which is weird because
I never got rifle qualled in the military.
Oh, really?
No, just the sheriff's office. I posted. Did you see what I posted on the gram? The story. The story.
Last night.
The guy doing the burnout. Dude, I tell you, that place. That RV looked like the RV out of Breaking Bad. Nice. They gotten stuck in the ditch and. They decided that a 2-wheel drive, like pickup truck with a V6 was enough to pull another full-size F-150 out of the ditch, and it was a wet road. And all he was doing was sitting there smoking the tires, just completely.
You got to warm the tires up. You got to warm them up.
Dale would be proud. They were doing it for Dale. They were doing that burnout for Dale.
That's awesome. Good for you.
All right. So we do have some emails. We've been jibber jabbering here, but I've got some emails that I'd like to go through. Are you ready?
I'm so ready.
We'll start from the bottom, so to speak, because we never do. This is one you can answer probably. Hi, Mover. Hope your holidays are treating you well. Oh, boy. Did I do this one?
You're behind, dude.
I know. I recently read an article about an SR-71 pilot. He said it was terrifying to do a single engine go around in the aircraft. He mentioned something about using single afterburner while doing it, but never explained what it was or why it would be done. Any way you can give some insight as to what this move is and its use? Also, is it terrifying as a general rule or possibly just his experience? Thank you for your work on the channel. So a single, obviously I don't know the bullface, but like in the T-38, throttles max, flap 60, Airspeed attained final approach speed minimum. So our throttle's back. So I got it. I'm gonna have to sit down now.
Yeah. You're such an Air Force guy. I love it.
Thank you.
Golly.
Thank you.
I don't even know if I remembered the boldface that well when I was actually flying the planes I was flying.
Well, you want all your thrusties. I mean,
yeah. No, I get it.
So
what's the question? Why
is it scary? Probably because
of the asymmetric thrust and the lack. Like, so you're thrust limited.
Yeah.
Right. Because that thing is basically a lawn dart.
Yeah.
And then all of the thrust is coming out of one side, which is not how jets are flown. Right.
Correct. Yeah.
So I would imagine. I mean, think about it in a Hornet. It'd be the same way. If you did a burner go around single engine, that'd be a little dicey.
I mean, they were easier than the 7.3. I mean, the 7.3 with the full Buddha rudder. I mean, that's kind of.
I can't speak to that. I fly a gentleman's plane.
Of course you do. Yeah. Weak. That's all the weakness. Here we go. Response and best wishes. I know you read some of your mails part of your channel. Please redact I'm just going to redact the whole thing. I'll respond to this offline. This looks personal. This one's mentorship. Good evening, sir. My name is, I'm going to redact, and I am at a pilot training facility waiting to class up for.
God, this sounds like the first draft of my book before the
Well, I'm trying not to dox this guy but I think I've read this and I think it's actually something real good.
Sure.
I commissioned completed primary. We'll start flying. Damn, I don't know how to do
feel like you had. Can everybody in the chat just appreciate the fact that Mover has put zero prep into this email?
I'm reading it. I'm reaching out because despite doing well, all right, so it's the Navy. It's API and primary. I have developed some anxiety in the plane that's become stronger. My friend said he saw one of your YouTube videos where you talked about it, how it affected you, how you pushed through. I think you made that video private. Well, that's for a whole nother story. Yeah. But I was wondering if I could view it. No, because of the whole other story.
Yeah.
I'm working with a flight surgeon. Command is being understanding. They don't know the details. So here's what I'm going to say. I'm going to answer this question. Anxiety is, there are many different definitions of anxiety, where you call it anxiety, where you call it apprehension, whatever you call it. It's one of those things that people who have never experienced it, it's very hard for them to understand, right? Because your best weapon is your mind, and your worst enemy can be your mind too. And once it becomes your worst enemy, it is very, very, very difficult to overcome. But that's not to say it is impossible to overcome.
Correct.
The things that have helped me when I'm feeling like, hey, I don't want to be here, because that's really what it boils down to is, you've got some sense of fight or flight. You don't want to be in that situation. Is focus on what's next. Focus on what you're doing currently. Be in the moment. Because for me, the time that it happened, because it was one big event, the time that it happened, it was a desync. And I talked about it when I reviewed the Michael Fassbender thing, because he talks about it too. Something happens, and suddenly your mind no longer thinks that you and the aircraft are one. That you no longer believe that you are part of one single. Right. You've become a prisoner in this situation.
Correct.
And so the way out of it in any situation, because what the problem with stuff like this is that it manifests in other places. Once it happens the first time, then you start worrying that it'll happen anywhere else. And that becomes a vicious cycle. So to break the cycle, you have to put yourself in situations that are not going to be comfortable, but then you have to use the tools that a counselor will give you or that you have developed that will work. Some things that can help, and I'm not, licensed. I'm not, this is not advice, medical advice. This is
you're a pilot though, so.
Right. We know everything. Stayed in a Holiday Inn.
Yep.
Grossman's book on combat, he talks about combat breathing. That's a very good technique. I used that the other day, not me personally, but I taught somebody who was suicidal. I was taking them to the hospital and they were freaking out in the back of the patrol car. And I said, look, your best chance of getting the help you need is to show up calm, because the issue that this person was having is they were afraid nobody would believe them that they weren't actually suicidal. And I said,
sure.
Well, you got to calm down first. Like, that's a thing. And the way we got calm was, let's practice our combat breathing. And it's like, what's that? So it is square breathing. So 3 to 4 seconds inhale, hold 3 to 4 seconds, 3 to 4 seconds exhale, hold 3 to 4 seconds. It's a square. and you just repeat that.
Correct.
That's one technique. Another technique is tactile. You feel your hands, you wiggle your fingers, you wiggle your toes, you press the back of your palm, just something to get your mind, because you've got that heightened response. That's what this is. You're getting that cortisol spike, and what you need to do is come back to a normal level. Music, that helped me a lot. I had songs that would get stuck in my head, and I would hum them to myself or sing them to myself, and the lyrics would be like, oh yeah, okay, I'm cool, I can do this. And eventually, if you do this enough times, it'll go away, because you're too busy. Like it is a process. It is not something that happens, one day you're not good, one day you're good. It is something that eventually, over time, you'll get better. Wombat, what do you got on this?
So you and I have talked about this offline. I dealt with a lot of things in flight school because of the air sickness, right, and all that stuff. And some people may define it turned into anxiety because I'm second guessing myself. When am I going to get sick? All that. I agree 100% with everything you said. Aviation, I think, has one huge benefit, is that you work with the checklist.
Yeah.
So checklist is always great. Whenever I was feeling this way later on in my career, I'd redo checklists.
Yeah.
Sitting on a catapult and in a Hornet, I'd be like, and I've actually even mentioned that in some of the writing, where it's like, I need to go through all my checklists again, just to make sure, just to convince my brain that I'm in control of this situation, right? Yeah. One of the best tricks, and I've never brought this up on your channel or any other channel, and it's stupid, but it worked for me.
If
and
it works,
was given to me. It was given to me by a T-45 instructor and LSO of mine, who I literally just ran into about a month ago in the pilot lounge, which was awesome. He was the guy that took me to the boat the first time. And he told me, because he knew I was having some of these issues in the T-45 as well, is he goes, when you do your walk around the nose of the, he goes, when nobody's around, plane captain's not around, he goes, you put your hand on the nose of that aircraft and you lean in and you whisper to that plane, I own you today.
Nice.
And I tried it and it worked. And
Middle
every
trick.
time I have pre-flighted an aircraft since that day, that's what I say. If you watch me pre-flight an airliner, which as a captain is extremely rare, so it's got to be above 70 degrees, very low winds, sunny. But if you catch me actually doing it, I will still do the same thing.
Yeah. Remember Man on Fire?
It's all your mind.
Yeah. Remember Man on Fire? The gunshot has no fear. The gunshot has no fear.
Yep.
You just have to convince your brain that it is not time for fight or flight. It is time to get to work.
Correct.
It is time. And that's the desync. You just have to get back into sync. You have to be back one with the aircraft. You have to trust the aircraft. You have to trust the car. You have to trust whatever you're in, whatever situation you're in, you have to get back to a level of trust. But I do recommend talking to a professional and working out whatever issue drove you to this point, because something underlying drove this.
Correct. Work
those issues out. The problem, and we've talked about this before, it's just there's a stigma with labels, calling something, oh, I called it anxiety, oh, now, it's like, well, get to the root cause. You don't have to label it. Just get to the point where what brought you to this place and how you can move forward and use the tools available. So
correct.
That's all. It's I will say it's recoverable. It's manageable.
100%.
It is something that you can push through.
And you're not the only one. And that's probably the biggest thing.
That's the thing is when my incident happened to me, and I talked to Daniel, when we're talking the Apache stuff, you start finding people and they all have their story. And, they all have, this happened to me because of this. Well, I had this, and every time I did that, when he explained it to me, I was like, oh my God, that's exactly right. That's to a T. And the problem is people just don't talk about it because usually they work through it on their own or whatever. But when it gets to the point where you need help, people are like, well, there's a stigma. I don't want to do that. And it's like, no, wait a minute.
And aviation is notorious for that.
Exactly.
Notorious.
It's not that you're the only one. It's just that a lot of people suffer in silence and in either
100%
figure it out somehow by luck, by chance, or just by grit, or they don't figure it out and they go do something else. I mean, that's the reality. So don't think that just because it's happening to you that you're the only person, because that makes it worse. Because then you think
100%.
I mean, what's wrong with me? And especially don't read the YouTube comments if you happen to mention it one day, because they will tell you you're the weakest person in the world, which is
So what you're telling this student in API is one day when he has his own
when you have
YouTube channel,
Mondays with API Kid, don't
read the comments.
Don't read the comments, because they will give you ass cancer. Sorry.
Which is one of the least favorite kinds of
the worst kind of cancer. And it comes through your eyes, so to speak, right through your eyes. It
does.
All right, next question. We've anchored on that. It's near and dear to my heart, though. I do think it's something you can get through. All right, 100%. So this comes from Smitty. I watched the Mover Ruins movie series on Top Gun Maverick. I'm a retired Army enlisted ground guy, 38B30. Spent the first half of my career in the Navy. Here you go, Wombat. A fleet sailor. They are ships, not boats, no matter what you brown shoes say.
False.
I became an instant fan. I've watched the Mover Ruins movies series twice. I really enjoyed learning what parts are legit, what parts are adjustments to accommodate the limitations of being a movie. Aircraft are closer together than they would be, for example. What parts are wrong for no good reason? As a Navy operations specialist, we do voice comms on ships. It grinds my gears when they get brevity codes and pro words wrong, or just like the Yahoos from the 70s on the CB radio. Good comms is excited. I absolutely agree with you that first, what 10 minutes of the movie would have been far better with backstory of Rooster and other pilots. How does Rooster fly? Why do they call him Hangman? Well, they say that. They say, because he leaves you hanging out to dry, which is stupid. What's Bob's story? Well, his dad saved the world from the aliens. That was an immediate appointment to flight school. Even though. Not sure what they covered all, but a minimum would be nice. After watching Mover Ruins movies, I started watching Mondays with Mover and some of your other content. Your story about overcoming obstacles in your path and becoming a fighter pilot is truly inspirational. Make them tell you no. Excellent life mantra. I'm looking to pick up the first of the Spectre series. Don't forget Wombat's book.
Thank you. Soon to be books.
From the YouTube comments, seems you're good at telling a story, which leads me to believe the books must be good. I'm a fan of that genre anyway. On my question for the mailbag. On 11 September 2001, at least 2 F-16s were launched in response to the morning events. At one point, probably after it mattered, the pilots were given authorization to fire on the aircraft that did not obey directives. What are your thoughts as a fighter pilot? 11 September and the idea of shooting down a hijacked aircraft, a civilian aircraft specifically. Whew, boy. Respectfully.
Tough, man.
Well, so here's the problem with the question. You have 2020 hindsight vision when we look back at this, right? Like,
correct.
We are looking at this from, we know what those airliners did.
Yeah.
In the position of somebody who is living in that moment where it had never been done before, it was not a thought that anybody, like nobody thought that this would be weaponized like this. That's tough. Like that is, it's a gut check. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. I mean, because you're going to sacrifice the innocent lives on that airplane to save other innocent lives. I mean, that's like that whole, the railroad card thing where it's like, which track do you take? The one with the 3 people or the 5 people? And the little kid puts all the people on the one track and just runs them all over because it's easier. Sorry, I'm watching too much Instagram these days.
Do you remember whether it was in your training in the Viper Hornet or at Red Flag or anything like that, where you were doing air to air, right? Mm-hmm. And you throw your radar out there and you pick up a target and you're ready to do the simulated shot. Do you remember that pause in your brain of like, God, I hope this isn't a friendly?
I remember
I hope I have the right sort and the right thing.
Now, I remember when the radar lock swaps and you shoot the wrong guy.
Apply that to this situation.
Yeah.
I mean, dude,
I think so. With that in mind, today, I think it's an easier call because I think we're now wired.
We've seen it.
We know what the threat is. But sure. if you ask me the morning of 9/11, no. I mean, it sucks either way. There's no like
be tough.
You will be haunted for the rest of your life. Doesn't matter what, but you have to do it. You have to. Like, it's not optional. It's just, I don't know. That's a tough one. Why are we bringing the difficult questions here? All right, let's ask
Because
this
that's
one.
what we do.
Yeah. Here's the easy one. It cannot be ruined.
No,
It's a good
it
movie.
really can't.
It's a good
such
movie.
movie.
It's a good movie.
It's got good driving. It's funny.
I'll tell you what's wrong with Big Feet. They bump into the shopping carts at Publix.
Okay. I've never had that problem.
Clown shoes. 69 RPM. Oh, I must be real far behind.
You are.
Yeah.
Catch up. Let's all give Mover. Yes.
Give me a moment, a pause.
There's a lot of good things in there.
Huge NASCAR fan, by the way. Loved your story on how you almost became a stock car racer. There's nothing stock about a stock car. Good morning, gentlemen. The temperature is 69 degrees. Mover, your racing videos are awesome. Your new career racing has great. But see, she says it's a new career. Wombat.
I know it is. Have I not been encouraging you?
No, you have not. You gave me air quotes.
Oh my God.
I actually, to your credit, when I was like, should I do this? You were like one of the first people that was like, yes. No, next question. Like there wasn't a, well, you were just like, just go do it, dude. Just go do it. Rare question. Can you drop the fuel tank in CCIP mode? You can drop a fuel tank in any mode.
It's a jettison.
Yeah. It's the OG's doorbell. Just punch that bad boy. Doesn't matter what you're doing. Mr. Mattson needs to finish the second book.
It's finished.
Okay. To either of you, when was the moment that you knew that flying was your calling?
Hopefully any day now.
Is it though? Like I'm not one-dimensional, man. I'm not one-dimensional. Like that's, I get that. That's one of the things I get on this is like, they're like, I'm like, hey guys, drove a race car. They're like, well, why didn't you go race an airplane? I'm like, because I drove a race car. But we want you to race an airplane. Like, but it's a race car. But airplanes. Like, dude,
I'm hoping every time I go on a trip, I hope it's my calling.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that moment happens.
Wombat, when's your birthday and social security number, please?
March 10th.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh-oh, I blurred.
Don't unblur. Unblur.
This is the hypoxia test.
Enhance.
Where's Gonky? I don't know if I'm allowed to say, but his wife just had a baby.
Yeah, he's currently not sleeping based on the photos he's been sending me.
Seriously, there we go.
There you go. You're good.
Oh, they missed us.
We miss each other.
Oh.
Wait, what? Like not in a weird way. Like
drag Gonky. I don't think he's in retirement. He's just on a sabbatical.
No, for your channel's retirement. Oh, he's not. He's Gonky. He has so many irons in the fire.
Gonky is currently, yeah. All right. It's all about cubic dollars. Boy, ain't that the truth. That's what makes a race car go fast is money. Oh, Ward beat you to it.
Ward doesn't know him as well.
That's true. Will Harry Hogg be your crew chief and Wombat and Gonky be on your pit crew? Shake and bake.
I'm not going to be in the pit crew. My logo is on the hood. That is all I'm bringing to this.
Yeah, you better come with some more money if you want that. BGR's OG ARCA. Dude, Bobby Gerhardt is like, you ever meet like an old school fighter pilot from like the 80s and you're like, that guy's awesome?
Like nasty? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Bobby is the race car version
awesome.
of that. I mean, just no nonsense. Here's how you go fast. Like, something not right. He's like, that's stupid. We're going to do this. Like, just
gets it.
It's 100%. Dude, here's how you know this team works is people were loading up at noon on Saturday because they couldn't get the times that they wanted. We were the last car on that track.
Nice.
Like Arco was asking, like, hey, you guys done yet? Because everybody else has gone home. Like it was from start to finish. Let's get this car and this backup car. Let's get this dialed in. We want to be fast.
Were you like, I don't see the lights off yet. Let's go.
Ain't nobody told me to quit yet. Oh my God, that's a whole nother channel. If it gets going, I look forward to seeing you at Iowa. Oh, cool.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. By the way, there's this bumpiest section. Listen, if I get to the point where I'm worried about bumpy sections on a track, that's the least of my worries.
Yeah.
All right, back to the get sponsored by IKEA. The way you make $1 million is racing is to start with $5 million. Yeah, I
There's a problem with that.
Have you ever met any racing legends? No, but a good friend of mine, after we did the flyover at Atlanta, told Brad Keselowski he wasn't that fast because we just flew over at 500 knots. That poor guy. So, I mean, he turns around. He's like, yeah, thanks for your service. You guys did an awesome flyover. He just won this race. And he's like,
Yeah.
you think you're fast? You're slow. We just flew over at 480 knots. It's like, bro.
Funny, though.
Bro. How many minutes, hours of footage was taken to produce the final cuts? Doug took, I think I counted, it was 100 videos a day. Like, Doug did all that work. Without having Doug with me to actually hold the camera and do all this stuff, there's no way that video would have been possible. So
good for Doug.
100% of credit for him for doing that and taking it. Inquiry minds want to know, did the ARCA car actually have a brake pedal? Yeah.
I would assume so.
Yeah. However, I think a video comparing and contrasting flying and fighters is an excellent idea. Cool. I am far behind. Richard Petty driving experience. Yep. I think they've been bought out by some other company now. How'd you find the Admiral?
He found me on LinkedIn. Believe it or not. Said he sees the cover of Treason Flight everywhere on social media, which I laughed at.
Because you're a popular guy. Is that me or you? What is it? Me?
Oh, it might be me. Sorry.
What are you doing?
Oh,
maybe race cars, Top Aces. Yeah, Top Aces has my resume. Just throwing it out there. Been sitting on it for a while now. Heck with airplanes. I'm really into racing talk. I could listen to you guys talk race. Thank you, Cal. See? Thank you.
Wow.
Thank
really
you.
Hit a nerve there.
Well, I just don't like the one-dimensional stuff. That's all. It just when people.
I know you're not a one-dimensional guy.
No, I want to talk about a lot of things. Which, by the way, your followers had a good point. We're going to take this live show to the other channel, and we're going to talk about books. Just a whole
I just got an email.
live thing about books. I think the Hades bomb is the reason Doug Masters is the greatest fighter pilot in the history of fighter pilots. There you go. There you go. All right.
Keep going. This is going good. People are.
I know. I'm trying to keep up with it. Oh, here you go, Wombat. When is the Wombat channel showing up?
Never.
Vincent. Yes, I received it. I would like to send you your pictures back because they're personalized to you, and I would love for you to have, because they're very special, right? Don't you think, Wombat?
I do. I agree.
Yeah.
So what you do is send it back to him with a bunch of your swag, like your T-shirts and all. Yeah. It's so good to be back stirring the pot. This is my happy place.
Yeah. I'm just trying to scroll down and catch it now. Do a dance or something. Been using square breathing for years. It really works.
Yep,
it's true.
100%. 100%.
Learned that on subs. I can imagine, dude.
Sure. Yuck.
Yep.
The ultimate.
You can't listen to music, although I do know some people that figured that out, splicing and stuff. But you can sing to yourself or hum it.
We used to listen to music in the E2.
Yeah. Awesome. I'm glad.
You are behind, dude. Come on. Catch up.
I'm not a professional. I didn't read the manual. Do fighter pilots aim to shoot center of mass, dude?
Center of mass.
The biggest target that it's presented to you, just like anything else.
Correct.
Not just pilots. Look at any first responder or military occupation. Yep.
Oh, yeah. 100%. 100%. I agree. And it's a shame. It really is.
Yep.
We want these people to be invincible, and it's like, dude, they're people. Like,
yeah, it's just unrealistic.
Themselves. It is. I mean,
why is Talladega such a hard track? Probably because of pack racing, and so many people get impatient, and then they run into each other at 190 miles an hour.
That's what we would call an other.
It's worse than that. They didn't have ammo. The question was specifically though shooting down, but your point is good. Oh, here we go. We're going to settle an argument.
Yes, finally.
Yeah. Don't bring that commie metric to my life. You keep it like it is. Don't you dare. Look,
Nope.
The only countries that use metric are commies. The Russians and the Chinese and the North Koreans.
Also, I'm too old to learn a new system. Let's be honest. So,
But freedom units, please.
yeah. Yep. Agreed.
Or some people are going to be triggered by that.
Oh, yeah.
Does the Air Force accept waivers? Yes.
Do they?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
God, what a change, man. Remember,
Navy
like,
too. Navy too. Navy
well,
too.
now, but I remember, like, when I joined, it was like you needed, forget correctable. It was just 2020 still, period.
Have you seen
you're blurry
Devotion?
again. That was a really good, that was a segue to the vision because you went blurry. I have not, but I want to. A lot of people.
It's on Paramount Plus. I'm going to watch it soon.
Okay.
Yeah. Hey, countdown, by the way. This is for the nerds at home. My 4090 arrives today.
What is that?
My graphics card.
Oh.
It's going to let me see into the future. It's so advanced that I have to power it with my home generator because it requires so much power, but it also will allow me to time travel. It's really good.
Wow. I'm sorry. I stopped listening. What was that?
Nerd.
Do you know what a soft off is? Because you just gave me one talking.
No, that was Wombat. It was not me because my headphone wires are about 2 feet from the mic. See?
It was me. I was tapping on the stand. It's this, right?
Yeah, it's that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Thank you. People always blaming me.
Yeah.
Something I notice is many aviation people are so into fast cars and racing, including myself. I think they go hand in hand.
Sure. We all make poor decisions. That's the only correlation there.
Yes, I flew the Block 42 at Luke. Didn't really phase me at all. I mean, it's not hugely different enough to really. I was just happy to fly an F-16 at Luke.
Be nice, right?
Yeah.
Or does it get in the way?
Here we go, Wombat.
Yes.
ET question for Wombat. How long is, was, were, am, it, she, he, they, the average sortie, and what range could you cover with radar if you can say? Where are your troops, and can I go there and count them?
Exactly. I would like to bomb them.
Not today, NCIS.
Yeah, exactly. Is this the person who's literally reading the second book right now and seeing what secrets I know? That's what I think. But I'd say if I went back in my logbook, 4 to 6 hours was my typical. And as far as the range, not.
All right, next question. Didn't win the Powerball.
Dang it.
90's pretty good.
I have no idea.
Wombat is a top tier troll.
Thank you.
I thought it was going to say pilot.
I do understand troll. Wait, what's that?
Boomer. He's calling you a boomer.
I'm not a boomer.
Do you keep classified information in your garage with your Corvette? Well, since it's a newer Corvette, it's actually a higher level of classification. You know, the 2019s and then the C8s, you can do it even more.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. We use metrics up here.
Also, where else are you going to keep your classified information?
Your microwave. Mover, you need to reach out to Fast Jack. Well, on that note, we're not doing funny car, but we do have some drag racing stuff up later this year.
Ooh.
Yeah. Oh, God. All right. I didn't know there was going to be a test, but it's within 15 miles of the coast. Right?
I mean, those are the rules. It's not that you can't do it anywhere.
I accidentally went supersonic over Austin one time on a cross country. I didn't know I was new in the jet and didn't know that in mill power at 25,000 feet, the Super Hornet would do that, or the Hornet would do that. And it did that.
I told you about my takeoff out of Oceana, right? On my solo with the big motor slicked.
Story.
Yeah. So I had to do a currency 1V0, right? Stay current while I was at 106 at the RAG, and my jet went down. So the only backup jet was the demo bird, Charlie, with the big motors, completely slicked out, not a thing on it. And I asked the SDO or CDO or whatever they called him, who is a buddy of mine. I go, hey, can I switch to that jet? And he laughed. He goes, yeah, dude, but don't overspeed anything. And I actually got mad, and I did not key the mic, but I got mad. I'm like, dude, I'm a pilot. Like, I'm a fleet pilot. Don't talk to me like I'm some cone. But I didn't say that. I just got out of the jet, hopped in the next jet, took off, burner takeoff, and I almost broke the number. It took idle, full speed brakes, and full G. I almost broke the number before the line, the hotel line on the beach at Oceana, like pointed right at all the hotels. Like it got to like, I looked at my HUD tape, it got to like 9.8 and climbing. Wow. And I was like, oh.
Dude.
But I did not.
Allegedly. Is Treason Flight nonfiction, Wombat?
It's fictionalized.
Fictionalized. Alized.
Well, we've talked about it. The prologue is true. It's a true story.
All right. What? No. That doesn't sound fun at all. Here, I need to come back to
react to DCS clips. Why?
No.
Why?
No.
I don't understand that.
Apparently, somebody's got a caffeine twitch.
Nice.
Must be you.
Me?
Yeah.
I don't know what that means.
Oh, look at this. Wombat has me wanting to fly the Hawkeye in DCS. Dude, you're an action hero now.
Tell me if you can do a flat turn. If you can do that, I'll be impressed.
They don't have a Hawkeye in DCS yet. He's saying that they need that.
Well, let's get one. I want my name on it.
Drag racing, interested. Just another type of flying.
Did I ever tell you my dad got his drag racing license back in the day?
No.
Yeah.
There's a license? NHRA?
Yeah, so he was an instructor at Lincoln Tech up in New Jersey.
Oh, cool.
And worked with the drag race team, mainly doing photos and stuff, and the mechanic stuff. And he had to go do the test in their little rail car they had, which is hilarious because my dad is awesome, but he is not what you'd call flexible. So I could imagine, like, you were talking like there's no way you're getting out of that car.
Dude, I'm dead.
I thought about that with my dad. I'm like, man, I hope the car just disintegrates around him so he can walk away.
I've been watching these ARCA clips lately, and they're most, I call them kids, but they're little people. Yeah. They're like horse jockeys,
it's not.
They're little people. And so there was this clip from last year where this one guy bumps this other guy out of the way. So the guy got bumped at the end because he lost, goes and wants to fight the guy.
Yeah.
And he can't be more than like 120 pounds soaking wet.
Nice.
And 5'6" or something. But the kid he's fighting is also small. So when he goes to like fight him, somebody literally picks him up and like hauls him off to keep him from fighting. And I was just thinking, I'm like, if I go racing in ARCA and somebody tries to do that, I'm 6'1",
Yeah.
I mean, this is not going to go well. First of all, if I can get out of the car. All right. Probably going to take a minute to get out of the car.
Give me a second.
Yeah. Give me a minute.
Hold that thought.
And then, but
it's like, on. I just have to take some Advil for my joints, and I got to get out of this car.
You better just walk off, kid. Get off my lawn. Because if I get out of this car, you're going to be in a hurt.
God. You're just going to be shaking your angry fist out the window.
Like, wait a second. Not ready. Okay.
Not ready.
Now. Wait, hold on. I got to take this off. I can't get out with it. Oh, God.
Oh, I can't wait to watch you race.
Would you declare Mayday or Pan for an engine failure? I hate Pan. I hate both of them. I hate both of those words.
Well, most people do because they're not associated with fantastic parts of aviation. Would I? Yeah, I'd declare an emergency. I don't know if I would.
That's an Air Force thing.
Emergency.
That's an yeah, but see, that's a military thing. We don't say Mayday unless it's like.
Well, that's because we're not afraid.
Like when they started this, you got to say Mayday, Mayday, Mayday. I'm like, why? Just declare an emergency. You got to sound cool on the radio.
All the way to the crash site.
You got to sound like, hey, it's Delta 69. Declare an emergency. You can't go, Mayday, Mayday, Mayday. I'm on fire. Help me, Oprah Winfrey. Like, you just can't. But that's actually what you're supposed to do. So I won't tell you otherwise.
Well, look at Sully. Did he ever sound worked up?
Did he say Mayday, Mayday?
I don't think so. I don't know.
T. Hanks?
I don't think he said a whole lot, to be honest with you.
Nah, he said, I'm starting the APU.
Which is smart.
We're going into the Hudson. Unable. 9.
Stand by. My favorite call.
What do you think about Top Gun Maverick being nominated for Best Picture Academy Award?
Good.
Didn't Highlander win an award for the best movie ever?
Okay, all right, relax. It was still a good movie. Oh man, you're so angry.
All right.
There was
Scrolly,
one
scroll.
question about Logistics Jungle, the T-shirt, and if it ships to Europe, and I believe it does, because there's a guy in Australia who bought one. So I'm assuming the guy whose company is called Logistics Jungle has figured out how to ship.
Okay. I'm just getting there.
Yeah,
Just
no
getting-
problem.
And then there's an explanation. DCS reacts because Max Pilot Afterburner. Isn't
don't
that the guy that
understand.
sent me the model?
What is?
Max Afterburner. He sent me the model, the T38.
Okay,
That's cool.
Sorry.
Okay. This guy's got a urinary tract infection. Oh, it's not the health prop. Sorry.
There you go. Nice.
Describe a military pilot's hand-to-hand training.
Like on deployment or home?
Key, y'all. You got your Judy chop. You got your karate chop.
Oh man,
It's run away.
The wheels are off now. This is where we get really fun and canceled.
Waltrip
Was he
6'4".
really 6'4"? Oh, God.
Yeah.
They put a floor in that car, or did he just have his ass hit the ground?
Speaking of these kids, how is it being the old guy on the track with them? I didn't talk to a single driver. Actually, I take that back. I talked to one. I didn't even talk to her. We went to the second day drivers meeting, and we both walked up, and the officials were like, if you went to the drivers meeting yesterday, you don't have to be here. And we both said, sweet. And then we walked off. That's the only interaction I had with any other driver.
Because you were in
whole
the
time.
zone, bro. You were in the zone.
I'm such an outsider, dude. I don't know, like
You were in
that.
the
I'm
zone,
trying to get that Iceman, like
Yeah.
you know, drinking
Yeah.
ice water.
You're ice cold.
There was one kid, like it was just take pictures of me. He was indoors wearing his aviator sunglasses, just like posing so that people would hopefully take pictures of him. And I'm like, you can't be fast. There's no way you're fast. There's just no
Did I
way.
ever tell you about the guy at the Shelby Experience that was challenging me on the drag racing?
No.
This is awesome. So we go to this experience, and you could look it up. The Track Attack. If you buy a new Shelby, I highly recommend going. So anyway, in the afternoon, we're doing drag racing at Charlotte, right? So a couple 8th mile runs and then quarter mile, and eventually you'll go head to head. Well, this guy was very concerned. I mean, most of us were just like, this is awesome. This isn't my car. Floor it and see how fast this thing can do, right? And it's a very capable car in that straight line. This guy was taking it very personally to the point where his son was there as well. And after every run, he would come to my window. I never got out of the car. He would get out of the car on every run. His son would come to my window and ask me what my settings were in the car. And my answer was 100% always not lying. I was like, I don't know, however it was set up when they handed
I
me
put the
keys.
pedal to the floor and didn't
But-
let off until they told me.
Here's because there's launch control in the Shelby, right? But
Yeah.
here's what I was doing. And once I realized it was working, it was just fun to spool this guy up.
Uh-huh.
Is the way the launch control works in a Shelby is you put your foot down and a little launch control light comes on, right? And then you floor it. And then when it's time to go, you let go of the brake. Typical launch control, right? Well, what I realized is the light would come on and then you still had a lot more brake pedal, right? So I would just do it until the light came on. And then as soon as the light went green, I'd let go. So think of the difference in travel, reaction time.
We're science in this.
That was the only difference. But I was like, I don't know, man. And he was like, Are you paddle shifting it? Because I paddle shifted because I'm faster than the computer.
No,
I'm
let
like,
the thing. No, you're not.
Yeah. Well, and I looked at him and I go, well, that doesn't appear to be the case, sir, does it?
Ooh.
So it's pretty funny.
Yeah,
Anyway.
Wombat. I mean, when these little kids come after you, you're gonna be holding them like by their noggin, like
Yeah, it was
they
humorous.
swing. Hold me back.
It was
Uh,
anyway,
So this is the question: would you ever do a racing day with Wombat? Wombat, Mr. Crayons. We need to get Wombat in Pale Horse.
you're just saying words now, and I'm still interested.
It's
so.
it's a Mustang, a Shelby, if you will.
Ooh, I will.
It's not a Shelby, but I mean, if you call all the Mustang Shelbys, I might as well, win.
I don't call all the Mustangs.
Which would be better, your flight helmet or the racing helmet? It's a good question.
What's more comfortable?
It's a good
Or
question.
is it just different?
It's different. I mean, because when they hook the air up, it's very soothing. The air hose, because it cools your noggin and everything. Yeah, it's very soothing.
My God, that is not how my helmets were in the Navy. That's for sure.
Yeah. All right. I think I have one more email. Hold on. I forgot about this one.
Ooh.
Wait, no, I have several more emails. Crap. Is an F-18 a restricted category aircraft? If it is, how do the Blue Angels, no, he says Angels, I'm sorry, get away with their media fly-alongs? I'm trying to figure out how my outfit can expand more capable aircraft without getting in trouble with the FAA. Well, first of all, we don't care what the FAA says in the military. It's a suggestion. We're
not even a good one at that.
Public domain. Public use, not public domain. We fall under the DoD, so it's whatever the DoD wants, and if they've got a problem with it, the superpower is coming through.
Yeah. You can go ahead and serve yourself some freedom biscuits and keep that problem to yourself.
Bring it. Also, when you decommission a military aircraft, it becomes experimental, so it's not restricted, except for like the P-51s are like limited, I think. But
are they really?
Most military aircraft are experimental when they come out because they never manufactured them.
Sure, makes sense.
In mass.
Yeah.
Okay, this is my family and I were nearly killed by growlers yesterday.
Like the airplane or the other type of growler?
My question is, they made a hard turn to come directly, so to speak. I mean, directly over us. Was it total coincidence? Is it possible they could see a skyline on the ridge above them? I'm not mad. I'm just wondering if it's a total coincidence or could they have known? 100% it was a coincidence, and that's just where they were doing the ridge crossing.
Yep.
That's it. There's a whole story here, but I think we hit the highlights.
Yeah, you did.
Noah would like to know if he can be a test pilot in the Air Guard or Reserve. You can, but my recommendation is just focus on getting a pilot slot and being a good fighter pilot, and then worry about test pilot school later.
Correct.
You can go to civilian test pilot school. You don't even have to go to military at all. And that's it. That's all the questions I have.
Okay.
Oh, we're still on that. Full face helmet. I hate them. All right. Okay. It may be Crayon's not good with typing. Oh, he was saying it may be. I may be Coyote powered too.
Ooh, nice.
He might be.
It's a good motor.
Dude, the Corvette would crush the Mustang.
Shelby.
Crush.
Shelby.
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday!
Yeah. Picture above me. It says altitude, airspeed, brains. You need 2 of the 3 to survive. I would not wear a G suit while racing. It's already hot enough in that cockpit. You don't want to wear.
You wear it just while sitting on Monday with Movers. You got it on now. That's what your fans don't realize is all you're wearing from the waist down is your G suit right now.
Well, that's because I switched to my OnlyFans right after this, so I just stay in character. Nothing. Not even.
That's good.
You're just a cringe of death.
That is, yeah.
I have a question. Is it hotter in the F-16 than the race car? Not no, but hell no. The F-16 is climate controlled. There's air conditioning. Wrong. Fooled you.
Of course.
Of course I monitor this chat. I monitor all the chats. What are you doing motivational speaking, and what will be your motivation?
Never down, never out. That's all I do, right? I'd love to be a motivational speaker. That'd be fun.
Like Tony Robbins?
No, like a good one. Ooh. Just kidding. Just kidding. He's a great motivational speaker.
30 minutes.
Plus or minus 10 minutes. What was the long-term planning today? A Facebook message of, "Hey bro, you around today?" And I said, "Yep," and that was it.
Yep.
So yeah.
What did you fly in the Navy? Hornet wise?
Charlie's. Well, Alpha through Delta in training, and then Charlie's in the fleet. Lot 12s. Working man's Charlie.
All right, here we go. Heard y'all racing a few weeks ago. I'm at Embry Riddle, and we can hear the racing from this. Yeah, I stayed at the Residence Inn right next to it.
Ooh.
It goes well. Helicopter's finally fixed. I'm going to go night flying here in a couple of nights.
Yikes.
No, I would actually owe people money. I'd be having to pay.
Yeah. If Mover actually had an OnlyFans, this channel would be shut down and he'd be racing. He'd either be nude on his OnlyFans or racing. That's it.
I'd be in trouble. Dear Mover, comma, what's the oldest anyone has ever gone to fighter jet training? I don't know, but I knew a A10 guy that went to UPT at 35. So,
dude, you know how much that would hurt?
Yeah, no way, dude. No way. The BS meter at that point in my life. No. And he was a JTAC. He was a JTAC, so he was prior enlisted. He already had
Well, here's a good question for you. A good segue. I like this, and I know you can chop these up if you want to. But on that note, do you think it would be different if you were just getting into it at that point in your life, vice doing it like you had already? I mean, I don't know.
I don't know if I could do it. I don't think I could.
I don't know if I could either. But I mean, see, as a guy who went through a transition halfway through my career from Hawkeyes to Hornets, it was exciting again. And I mean, you've done that with different airplanes. So I don't know. But I'll tell you, the excitement wore off pretty quick.
No, I was in my 20s when I did that. Where did the moniker Fat Amy come from? Look at it.
Yeah. There was a meme yesterday. I forget who posted on Instagram. And I started laughing. And my wife is like, what are you laughing at? I showed her and she goes, oh, that totally makes sense. I was like,
living in a Hawkeye.
I'll do it. I'd love to. I am available for motivational speaking at a very low fee.
Mover, what wombat does a pilot's emotional... Wait.
Punctuation matters, but it's okay.
I'm just confused. Does a pilot's emotional disposition get factored in the airframe? He, she, it, they is assigned? If so,
I don't think so. Do you think so?
No. Yes. Now, I will say yes. I think flight commanders and IPs, especially in T6s, will look at somebody and say, hey, they don't have that single seat mentality.
That edge.
It's a mentality. It's a self-reliance.
But okay. Stand by. Follow-up question. Do you think that the community then affects the pilot's emotional disposition as they progress?
Yeah, it makes everybody depressed. And then they get out.
Do you know what I'm saying? I know the answer to this one. And it's not vodka.
Yeah, it's neither of those things.
You don't drink coffee? What are your vices, bro? Let it out.
Red Bull.
Valid.
Red Bull and Cran Energy. Those are the only two caffeinated things I'll drink.
Nice.
Or a Diet Dr. Pepper sometimes.
Nice.
As a prior enlisted, I have to make the joke. Typical officers just make it up as they go. Yeah, no, that's true.
That's not a joke. That's a fact.
That's a fact.
I'm still doing that. Are you kidding me? Have you read my book?
Night flying to practice for hunting tours. Boy.
Wouldn't that be cool?
Yeah. Best show with you two ever. See the little Twitch thing down there? We don't ignore the Twitch.
Nice.
No, he was younger than that. Although he is a good example as well. Coffee is life. Listen, if Black Rifle Coffee wants to sponsor the race car, I'll IV drip that stuff.
So to recap, for all the fans, Mover has no problem.
I can be bought for a race car
1,000% selling out for a racing sponsorship.
That's correct. Yeah.
Oh,
Red Bull. I mean, yes,
sure.
But
let's not limit it just to Red Bull.
I want to do a car for Folds of Honor. I think that would be awesome. Cool.
What about doesn't The Rock have an energy drink now? Doesn't Jocko have it? Let's just drop all the names. That's got to do something to the algorithm. Let's get you sponsored.
Probably get me
demonetized or canceled. It's one or the other, dude. Probably. Shake and bake.
You can order through Barnes and Noble. You cannot find them in brick and mortar.
Correct.
Okay, here we go.
It's everywhere. Just go on my website. You can see all the links.
What now?
We do fly.
Airliner
And
flying's boring
sometimes.
by design. Like if it's exciting,
Well,
then something's
true.
going wrong.
Yeah. I mean, if you have a hydraulic system failure and a brake system failure, it gets a little exciting.
I'm in.
There you go.
They've got too many other sponsorships going right now.
Yeah,
I
they're
haven't directly, but through a friend of a friend of a friend.
yeah.
I think the problem
Getting
right
noticed by
Yeah.
something like that is tough.
So the problem I have is number one, it's too short fused. I mean, we're talking it's the 25th and the race is on the 18th, so it's compressed.
Some would say that was 7 days ago.
What happened 7 days ago?
25th, 18th. Forget it. Continue. God.
Are you drunk?
If only.
But also, I mean, as far as racing goes, I'm a relative unknown. So I don't have the big name behind me that's going to.
Yeah. Yeah. You got to get it, man. We're going to get you there. I believe it in my heart.
I did do the emails already. Did I miss yours? Hold on. Let me go back. Nope.
Old man off road. That's
I don't see any old man in off roading.
That's funny.
I watched the TG Maverick. When they go into AB, it looks like they moved the throttle from full idle to full afterburner.
Yes.
Probably. Makes for a better movie.
They do. I did. So interesting. On that note, we have a lot of training videos at the airline that I work for the pilots. I'm sure you as well do. And I was one of the actors for.
Are you really?
Yeah, for the
You're
upset
an actor?
recovery.
You got.
I don't want to say I'm a big deal because I think it's implied, but I was filmed doing a lot of the upset recovery stuff, and it's funny because you would do the maneuver and then they would zoom in on your hands and make you like. And I'm like, but I never want an airline pilot to go full throw when they're in a stall. And they're like, but for the video, it makes it look better. And I'm like, so that's why they did it on Top Gun.
Do you watch Formula?
No.
No. 777 engine out on takeoff. That sounds dicey. But doesn't it auto trim for you?
Yeah, I was going to say it probably does it. So the 350, for instance, the single engine stuff in the 350 is you just keep flying because it trims for you and does everything.
Ignore.
Not that I fly the 350. Just saying.
Don't let panic.
Yeah. Yeah. They want the pilot to do less.
What
$100,000, Bob.
Yeah.
Is that the answer?
Damn, dude. Holy shit. Yes. That's the answer.
Let's start a GoFund mover for $100,000. You have more than 100,000 fans. That's $1 a day.
Did we not try this already with Fights On? How did that work out for Old Mover?
I'm sorry. So your mentality to all your viewers is if something doesn't work out once, you just give up? That doesn't sound like a whole lot of make them tell you no, but maybe I'm reading this whole thing wrong. I don't know. Continue. Go ahead.
Never down, never out, Wombat.
I'm not.
On the Black Rifle Coffee, yeah. Yeah, they're just, I mean, it's just not the right, I mean, they've got a whole lot of irons in the fire, but we haven't broached the subject directly.
But again, you're willing.
So I have actually asked this question. In order for Folds to do it, somebody else has to pay for it because they're a charity. So it'd have to be somebody paying for it and then willing to put Folds on the hood, which is even tougher.
Which is harder because TR Matson's going to be on the hood. So
there's a whole season. At that point, it's up in the air. I think our best chance of winning is a super speedway, personally, because of the team that we're in. Bobby Gerhart knows Super Daytona. Like, I have faith in him. I think we have a great shot anywhere we go.
Your passion, dude. We need to make this happen. I see it in your eyes.
I think our best shot, and then the best shot following on after that, because once you do well there, hell, here we go.
The world's your oyster.
I think the best shot. Which game should we play? Because I'm in, as long as it doesn't involve certain things.
Well, and let's be honest, even if it does at this point. So Just go blank and think of how fun it was in the car while you're playing the game. That's all.
Yes, Smitty, we did read your email. That was a good email. Does that mean they produce the training and safety videos in-house or hire some third party?
Third party. They were very professional. It was awesome. The funny story, because you like funny stories, is myself and the other actress, my friend for our aircraft, had to be there at 4 a.m. and they put full makeup on because this is not a pretty sight. And I was there all day, and I come home, right? I mean, so I was up at 3, so I'm tired doing these videos. I come home and my wife looks at me and she goes, "You look great." And I was like, "Shut up. I'm going to go take a shower so you could see the ugly man that you're married to." It was hilarious. Like, just the genuineness of her, of like, you know, let's just move on. Let's just move on. Just move on from that. Just,
yeah.
What's the next?
That one? I am mover.
Down
he is not mover. No one else is mover. I am mover.
Nobody is mover.
I don't know about NASCAR, but you got to figure it's at least $1 million for ARCA.
And you only need 100,000. I mean, that's
for one race. For one race. I mean,
well, you better do good in it.
Yeah.
So
something about Metal Gear. Great game. Loved it.
Yeah.
Mover is a road course ringer.
Maybe.
You are getting G-forces in the race car. I mean, obviously, it's not like the airplane, but you are getting G-forces in the race car.
I have heard plenty of reports that race car drivers pull the same G's as fighter pilots.
It's a physical thing. It's not just...
I'm not saying it's not, but it's also not 7.5 to 9 G's for a race.
Well, no.
I'm just saying.
But I don't go pull 9 G's for 3 hours either.
True.
You know.
True.
Where's this wombat question? I had one. Oh, would you go fly the Hawkeye if they called?
Sure.
Okay.
Why not?
Because you'd have to go wherever they called you to go.
Well, I mean, for a flight, right? Like, I can't go back in anyway. I'm retired. So they're not calling.
Just move or do hair and makeup.
Yeah. Does it look like he does?
Nope. Wow. Hey.
What? You're a genuine guy.
Hey. May I recommend Blackout Coffee? I mean, yeah.
Go talk to him, Mover.
I don't know the guy.
Daniel, make it happen. Let's do this.
Yeah.
This is a magic moment.
There is no beef with Ward.
There's none. All. I don't know. That is a whole made up thing.
People
on social
are
media.
So obsessed with it.
I know. Like,
there's no beef.
I will go on record saying that I like Ward as much as I like any NFO. Just kidding. Like, dude, there's no beef. Like, I don't even know the guy. You can't have beef with somebody I don't know. Come on. I thought that would be funny.
How would I go about getting a signed copy of Treason Flight?
Shoot me an email. Or Instagram. Whatever. Doesn't matter.
Is the gaming chair gone? Yes. It's in my hallway. It's got to be gone.
I have this vision that your house is like this portion right here. And then the rest is just a mess.
Disaster.
Of just stuff.
Yeah, that's
like
correct.
Somebody threw a grenade and it's
that's correct. Nope, okay. You got it. That's
perfect.
That's great.
This right here, people, you are seeing the illusion of social media. Yeah. Everything in this frame.
Oh, metric. The metric system.
Yeah,
metric. Yes, metric system. I thought he was saying.
And you know what? I bet that Ward doesn't like the metric system either because he likes freedom. So
does he though? Does he?
I think he does.
Okay.
You better. Maybe
I don't know him. I don't watch this stuff.
No, I don't either.
The only thing I watch on YouTube is Michael Fassbender's show because it's awesome.
And your show on complete repeat. So you get
I don't watch. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. It's just me listening to the ads. Oh, God. The same ad again.
Do they?
I'm going to say probably not.
Do they? Up to. There's a lot. So I was a business major. There's a lot in up to in marketing, just so you know. Do you have my email? You have my email, don't you? In marketing, when they say things up to, let's put this in perspective. We're going to do a little education. If Formula One drivers pull up to 6 Gs, That means
No way.
they could pull 1G and still be
No way.
pulling up to.
In what axis are they pulling 6Gs?
Their ego.
Because it's not God's
No.
G. It's not happening.
No.
Laterally, are they pulling 6Gs laterally?
I can't believe that.
No.
Maybe if you added up God's G and the lateral for a brief second, maybe. I don't know. I'm not trying to take away from them. They're athletes. Like, what they do is super cool. But it's like everybody's trying to live up to this measure of like, who cares?
5Gs laterally. That's a ton of grip.
That's
a ton of grip.
Those tires.
I mean, you got to figure like skid pad numbers. 1.2 Gs is considered like supercar territory.
Yeah.
So you're almost 4 times that, 4.5 times that. No way, man. That's a lot of grip.
You're gonna trigger somebody.
Yeah. A kart IndyCar was in the 2000s. It was canceled because the banking and high speed of the Indy cars was causing drivers to black out.
That doesn't mean anything. I know people that blacked out at less than 4Gs.
This is just an argument I don't want to be a part of.
Yeah. Moving on. Back to funny stuff. Funny stuff.
Indy drivers hit 200. Well, that's just morbid.
Well, that's different.
That's stuff. Why are we yelling at detached retinas? Do you feel confident to introduce a NASCAR driver into one of your books? I don't think the genre would support a NASCAR driver. I don't think there's any reason to. No. So an F-16 can sustain 9Gs. It is not brief. The plane doesn't care.
You want to know what's brief? An extra.
Exactly right. Exactly.
300 can pull 10 Gs. And I've been in one, and I can post a picture or send you a picture. That is instantaneous. It bleeds off immediately.
Yeah. It's
a
not the same.
slick Hornet, much like a F-16, can sit at the G limit.
Yeah.
And just sit there.
Yeah. When you're at 9Gs and accelerating and you're just like trying to stay awake the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're just hoping the Hornet will go high and come around and gun you so you can be done with your 9G workout. Stir in the pot. Stir in the pot.
Right. Right. You need to stop fantasizing.
Stir in the pot.
Yeah. Hello. Nice to see you live. It's nice to be alive. I'm new in this field. I would like to enter the Air Force Test Pilot School. Is it possible to enter if I am 34 years old? Are you a current pilot?
Yeah, that would be the...
It's not age. It's just like, okay, so you're 34. You're going to have to get a pilot slot. You're going to have to go to pilot training. You're going to have to get a fighter.
What's the max age to be a pilot, to start pilot training?
Without a waiver, in the Air Force is 33, the Navy is 32. Without a waiver. They do waivers, but they're Guard Reserve units mostly.
Okay.
So is it possible? Maybe. Is it likely? Probably not.
That doesn't mean it's not impossible.
That is correct. We'll do it. In the interview, I'll be like, I don't know what to do with my hands. I just like to thank the...
Oh, yeah. No, again, in case people weren't listening a few minutes ago, Mover will sell out in a heartbeat to get a sponsorship. There's none of this like, he's not proud. He's not, I mean...
We'll put whatever.
Whatever.
I'll put your face on the hood, Wombat.
Thanks, buddy. Appreciate
It'll scare him out the way. Part the seas.
Wow.
You'll have to put your makeup on for that picture. Well, okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
Not saying they're not cool.
I'm not saying they're not cool either. It's just not the same. We're not even in the same universe.
Nope.
Oh my God. Yes. Yes. I've done it. You're not.
It's not multiple hours. Like,
you don't even fly for multiple hours when you're doing BFM. But I mean, 30 seconds.
It feels like it.
Yeah. You are. I mean, you're doing a lot of like 9Gs back to 4Gs back to 9Gs. I mean, that's why there's a whole centrifuge profile for this. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. You could probably almost Google it and watch videos.
We could paint the car like a cow.
That'd be cool.
It'd be a milk sponsorship.
Dude, again, you will sell out to anything.
Yeah.
Oh man.
But fighter pilots are the coolest, right?
According to them, they are.
Depends on who you talk to. Would you put that dealership that tried to screw you over
For
on the car?
$100,000?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. They want to make amends that way. Let's do it.
But based on how they treated you, it's probably bad.
I think they actually changed ownership. I don't think it's the same group anymore.
Oh, is it? That's
I think they lost the edge. That was a thing.
Yeah.
This is what I want to know. What is happening in this comment section?
It's going insane, man. We're back.
The poop chair needs to be on the car.
Dude, maybe I should put the poop chair.
Where is the poop chair? What room are you even in? What room are
Dude.
you even in?
This is my new office.
What happened to the poop chair?
It's up in the attic. I have 2 of them. Should I sell them?
You stored it?
To help with your sponsorship?
Yeah, if you can get $100,000 for it, sure.
50 grand each for the poop chairs, 75 for 2. Let's get Mover sponsored.
Yeah. Okay.
Shipping included to the lower 48.
This is like the Grand Thumb comment chat. I know. We need to stop. It's been an hour and a half, dude. We're about an hour and a half.
It's fun. We had fun. It was fun. We had a good time.
Yeah.
There were highs, there were lows.
If you want to send stuff to Wombat,
Oof.
Is that still right?
Yeah, I think so.
Old Town Road?
My manager handles all of my media.
Don't come after me. Just don't. You want to send something, Mover Mailbag. And go check out my other channel so that we can talk about more race cars. Yeah. All right. Cool.
I got to go check on Mama. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for being a part of this amazing, wonderful thing. Everybody else, good night.
Good morning and good afternoon.
Good morning and good afternoon. I'll see you on the next one, probably.
All right.
Goodbye.
See ya.